Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. Time for my weekly technical update. In this video series, I look at charts, and even more charts. In today's video, the featured company is Clinuvel, and we'll also be looking at 8 other companies that trade on the ASX. Now, I am a little bit biased featuring these sort of companies because most of the charts I do look at are either companies I already own, companies that I'm interested in owning, or just interesting charts. So let's get stuck into it. And before we have a look at Clinuvel and the other 8 ASX companies, what are those other 8 ASX companies that I'll be looking at in today's video? 4 of the companies we'll be looking at include Austal, which will be the last chart we'll be looking at in today's video, and there's a reason behind that. Aussie Broadband, chart starting to turn around, possibly after the share price in the downtrend, or being in a downtrend for about 6 months. It does look like sentiment is shifting for that company. And Fisher & Paykel Healthcare and CTI Logistics released positive announcements on the 20th of January, and both of those charts are looking really bullish right now. And the other 4 companies we'll be looking at, well, I'll be looking at, well, you'll be looking at as well, include SEK, Electro, Optic Systems. I have seen one commentator, someone who comments on my videos, Hutcho or something like that, mention Electro Optic Systems a few times in the comments section. So I thought I would include this company in today's video simply because of the significant run-up in the share price on no news. BAS Oil, the company has received 2 price queries from the ASX. You understand why when we look at the chart for that company. And Vysarn, someone mentioned Vysarn in the comment section of one of my videos, and we have seen the share price run up over the past few weeks. So that chart is looking interesting as well. Now to Clinuvel, and because it is the featured company of the week, I'm going to look at 2 charts, the weekly chart here, and then the next slide, we'll just look at the daily chart. So going back 5 years, or just over 5 years, to the end of 2017. So from 2017 all the way through to just prior to the COVID-19 financial panic, the share price of this company and the valuation of this company increased a fair bit. For those who don't know, I am a shareholder of this company, and I recently, well, not recently, about 3, 4, 5 months ago, I added to my position because the market was overreacting to potentially bad news within the next 3 or 4 years. And that's why the share price absolutely plunged from about $44 to almost $13 in a fairly short period of time, just because of a bit of negative sentiment, because of potential, I'm going to say that word again, potential bad news in 3 to 5 years. But that potential bad news, not sure it's gone away, but the market doesn't really care about it over the past 3 or 4 months because share price is really rallying. Share price has more than doubled from its low, and you'll be able to see the daily chart when we look at the next slide, that the share price has moved into a really nice, strong uptrend. So let's have a look at the daily chart. And before we have a look at that, I've just included this horizontal dashed line. That's my reasoning for taking or adding to my position in this company, because that was a really strong support level right on $13. The reason that was strong support level is because that was a low during the COVID-19 financial panic. And I think the market was completely overreacting by the middle of this year, sending the share price down to those levels. And that's when I decided to add to my position. So let's have a look at the bullish daily chart. And I don't look at Clinuvel's charts all that often because this is a long-term hold for me. And when I expect to hold a company for the long term, I don't really look at the charts. And for the simple reason the share price is rallying and not dropping, I'm more likely not to look at the chart on a consistent basis. So I was a little bit surprised to see how much share price of this company has run up since the start of the calendar year. As we turn our attention to the daily chart for Clinuvel, this is almost the 1-year daily chart. We can see that well-defined downtrend during the first half of 2022. A share price just kept on falling because of that negative sentiment in this company. Share price fell from that high of $44 in 2021 to a low of $13 in June, which is right on that really strong support level, the lows we saw during COVID-19. And that was my buy or add to my position trigger point, $13. And I did add to my position, not on $13. I think it was a little bit higher than that because we did see the share price rally after the share price hit that low. Now, that low in June was also coinciding with the overall market low. So that's another reason why that low was reached in June. But then during the period between August and start of December, you can see the share price just going sideways. A bit of volatility there. There was no uptrend, no discernible uptrend, no discernible downtrend in the share price, just consolidating after it came out of that well-defined downtrend. So what you're looking for when a share price is consolidating is a confirmation of a share breaking out of that consolidation zone. Now, the breakout could be to the upside, it could be to the downside, and what you want to wait up for if you want to go long is a breakout to the upside. And we did see the breakout to the upside within the last month for Clinuvel. So you could say the breakout to the upside out of this consolidation period was when the share price went above about $23, which was during the first few trading days of 2023, and the share price has kept on increasing after that breakout. So this is looking like a fairly bullish chart for Clinuvel. Well, it's not looking like a bullish chart. It is a bullish chart right now for Clinuvel. So the sentiment in this company has definitely shifted from highly negative in the first half of 22 to almost highly positive in the first half of 2023. Now on to Electro Optic Systems, and this particular slide is dedicated to Hacho, who keeps on mentioning this company in my comments section, and he's absolutely right. The share price of Electro Optic Systems, or EOS, has really rallied in the trading week between the 16th of January and the 20th of January, particularly the first four trading days, when the share price increased from about 55 cents, and maybe even lower than that, to about 81.5 cents at its high. And then on the 20th of January, the share price fell 11.4 cents. So in the first four trading days, share price rallied something like 70 or 80%. And I don't know, and the market doesn't know, well, the market doesn't know anything, but I don't know why the share price did rally during the first 4 days of this trading week, because there was no news from the company. Why did the market get excited? Because there was high volume as well. So it's really interesting to see market rally like this, or the share price rally like this on high volume. There must be a reason behind it, and I haven't seen any reason, but there might be some reason that I just don't know right now. But it could be positive, and maybe if the company does release some positive news next week, there may have been some loose lips, but that remains to be seen. And more than likely, this could be just traders trading the short term in this company. But anyway, I think the downtrend we have seen in the share price over the last few years is coming to an end. In fact, I think the bottom of the share price was reached just after the company released their half-year or full-year results in September. The company shares were suspended because they did not release their financial results in time. And when they did release the results, I think it was the 8th or 9th of September, the market punished the company, and then the share price reached low of about 44, 45 cents. And the share price has remained above that level since then. So I do think that possibly, or more than likely, the low has been reached for Electro Optic System. And it's going to be really interesting to see how the market reacts over the next week. So between the 23rd and the 27th of January, we also have one public holiday in the next week, Australia Day, where there'll be no trading. If the share price can remain above 69 cents, which were the highs we saw back in December, the 1st of December, if the share price can remain above that, that would be a bullish signal moving forward. But the amount of selling we did see today on the 20th of January, and the very fact the share price did drop 11.4%, so there was some profit taking. I think there is potential the share price could fall below that level for a brief period of time. So if you are just trading this technically, if it does fall below 69 cents for a long period of time, that will be a more bearish sign. But if it remains above 69 cents and we see more buying coming in, that could be a bullish sign moving forward for Electro Optic Systems. Now on to Aussie Broadband, and this particular chart goes back to April of this year or last year, because in May the company released some negative news, and to be honest with you, I did not think it was negative, but the market thought it was negative, and that's the most important thing. I could think the complete opposite to the market, but I'm going to be wrong, because you can see the share price after that particular day fell significantly, something like 20 or 30%. The share price kept on dropping over the next 5 months. So it went down from the low of that particular day, which was $4, all the way down to less than $2 in the middle of October. Yes, the share price of this company fell below $2 for a short period of time in October. But the share price has rallied since that lows over the past 3 months. In fact, the share price has rallied by 50%. And not only that, we are seeing signs the share price is trying to move into an uptrend. We have seen a higher high and a higher low. Not only that, we have seen a crossover in the 2 moving averages I am using, which is a good sign moving forward for Aussie Broadband. So we have those 2 things going for it. And if the share price can keep on moving up from here, that will be more bullish news for Aussie Broadband. I think this is, well, when the share price did fall below $2, I think that was great value for this company. Even at $3, I think there is some value for Aussie Broadband moving forward. So a great company to have in your portfolio for the long term, in my opinion. Now on to Fisher and Paykel, and this company did release some positive news on the 20th of January. I have not looked at it, but we know it's positive just by the market reaction. And this is another fairly quick turnaround story. Fisher and Paykel share price was in a downtrend for a few years, and that downtrend came to an end back in, when was that, November, late November, probably when they had the AGM. So they probably had some positive news in the AGM, and that's when the share price started its rally. And the share price of Fisher & Paykel now is in an uptrend, a nice looking, developing uptrend. And who knows how long this uptrend could be maintained for. So the share price did reach a low of about $16 in October, and the share price now is just above $24 after the positive news. So the share price has increased by more than 50% from its lows. And this is another example of, I think, the market overreacting. The market sent the valuation on this company to pretty good levels, attractive levels in my opinion. And I did take the position in this company after we saw the breakout in the share price back towards the end of November after the AGM. Now, onto a company that I wished I took a position in when I started following this company, and that was, or is, CTI Logistics. The reason I started following this company was back in August when the company did release some pretty good news, and more than likely it would have been some financial results. We can see a really big update on that particular day. Share price went from $1.06 to $1.20, and then the share price has kept on going up from then. In fact, the share price has almost doubled over the past year, and the company keeps on releasing positive announcements to the market. And they released another positive announcement on the 20th of January. I think this was a profit upgrade, and the share price rallied 13.3% and closed at $1.83. Now, one of the problems with this company is it is illiquidly traded. You can sort of tell that just by looking at this particular chart, but the share price is in an uptrend. And the share price could keep on going up from here. Who knows how long, but be wary. This is a cyclical company. The company is experiencing a lot of tailwinds right now, and eventually those tailwinds are going to come to an end. So fairly similar than Lindsay Australia. Have a look at Lindsay Australia chart, LAU, and have a look at the long-term charts for both of these companies. These are not high-quality companies. And how I define high-quality companies is a company that can continue to grow through the cycle. And I think more than likely, CTI Logistics profit upgrade cycle will come to an end. And when it comes to an end, you don't want to be owning these shares anymore, because more than likely, eventually there will be a downgrade cycle. I could be completely wrong, and maybe this company share price will continue to increase for the next 5, 10, 50, 100 years. Who knows? So just play the trend. If the share price keeps on going up, maintain your holding. That's what I would do if I was a shareholder of this company at this point in time. At this moment, even after a profit upgrade, I think more than likely I won't take a position in this company, because I do believe eventually this upgrade cycle will come to an end. From a company I wish I took a position in about a year ago to a company I have held in the past but no longer hold, and that is SEK. And I'm always willing to take a position in a company that I've held in the past. I am not one of those sort of investors who, once they sell out of a company, will never hold that company again. Anyway, SEK share price had been in a pretty good downtrend during 2022. Share price moved from about $32, $33 all the way down to a low of just under $19. And that low was in September of last year. But it does look like things are turning around for SEK. Just based on the share price moving upwards, we have seen a higher high and a higher low. So those are two things to look at or look for to see whether a company is moving into an uptrend. And we have that for SEK. Not only that, we have seen a crossover in the two moving averages, which is another sign the share price is moving into an uptrend. And right now, the share price is at around about $24, $23.96. The last time the share price was this high was back in August. And that was just after the share price had a nice little rally from the lows we saw in June. So the share price moves above about $25, which would be higher, or beating that share price high we saw back in August. That will be bullish sign and a confirmation the share price of SEK is moving into an uptrend. Now, I haven't looked at SEK for a while, and I do think this is a quality company. And for quality companies, it all comes back to valuation. So the first thing I'm looking for here with SEK is a move of the share price into an uptrend. Now I want to see if there's any value, any good value when it comes to this company. And I think the last time I looked at SEK's PE ratio, it was something like 40 or 50. But that could be good if there's going to be significant growth in this company in the future. And that's probably one thing I am questioning about this company right now, whether we're going to see that sort of growth to justify a valuation with a PE ratio of, say, 40 or 50. So a lot of questions I have for SEK moving forward, but this is a quality company, and it does look like the market is starting to shift its sentiment in regards to this company, which could be a good sign moving forward for SEK. Over the past few days, I've seen a lot of chatter in regards to this company, BAS Oil Limited. You could probably tell what this company does just by the name. I'm not sure if they are a producer. I think more than likely they are an explorer. But if we go through most of 2022, no one, the market included, was interested in this company. Share price was going sideways. And then we got into November, and something exciting happened to this company in the middle of November. Probably would have been some pretty good news because the share price rallied like 60 or 70% in one day on massive volume. And then the share price went sideways over the next month. But over the last few weeks, since the start of the calendar year, there's been a lot of excitement in this company. The share price has increased from about 7 cents to a high of 22.5 cents on no news. In fact, the company has received 2 price queries from the ASX over the past few weeks. The most recent one was after the rally of the share price on the 19th of January. You can see the share price went from 10.5 cents to 16 cents. So that's a 50% rise in share price on no news. And the share price kept on rallying the next day on the 20th of January. In fact, the share price went to a high of 22.5 cents and closed at 19 cents. My only concern when I look at these sort of charts, you can just see the exponential rise in the share price. Whenever you see an exponential rise in the share price, like we see with BAS Oil, there will be a lot of profit taking, and eventually we will see the share price pull back a lot. This has happened probably 100% of the time whenever we see an exponential rise in the share price. So I'm more than likely we will see the share price of BAS Oil pull back a considerable amount. Who knows how far it will pull back, but more than likely it's going to happen. And of course, because I said that, maybe BAS Oil will be the exception to the rule, and the share price will keep on going up. So I was a little bit mistaken by saying 100% likely it will drop. More than likely it's going to be 90 to 95%. I deal with probability all the time. There is nothing in life that is 100% certain, except maybe full taxes and death. Now onto Vysarn. I don't know what this company does, but I have seen Vysarn mentioned a few times, or maybe one time, in the comment section of my videos. And when you do look at this chart, it does actually look pretty good. Probably the only negative when it comes to Vysarn and this rally in the share price we have seen over the past few months, if the share price has increased from about 8 cents to above 10.5 cents, is a lack of volume. I would like to see increasing volume, and we don't see that with Vysarn. But the share price right now is above 10 cents. And I have mentioned quite a few times in my videos that 10 cents tends to be a fairly natural, strong resistance level for all companies. And for Vysarn, that was not a strong resistance level because it pulled through or went above 10 cents on, I won't say strength, but it easily broke through 10 cents. And right now, the share price of Vysarn is at a multi-year high. Most of the charts I've shown you in today's video have been quite positive, where share price is in an uptrend, a beautiful looking uptrend, or is starting to show signs of turning around. But life is not always positive. Sometimes there are negative things. And when there are negative things in life, just like there is in charts, I think it's very important to try to draw some positives out of those negative things. So this chart here from Austal is, or does look quite negative, but there are some positives to where the share price is right now at $1.76. And it's all to do with support levels. So $1.74 for Austal is a fairly strong support level for this company. The reason it's strong is because every single time over the past few years, when the share price gets to about $1.74, we see a rally in the share price. So that means it is strong. And the share price reached $1.74 a few trading days ago, so it would be the January 18, and we saw another very short-term rally in the share price. My only concern when it comes to Austal is just the negative sentiment in this company right now. Fairly short-term negative sentiment, but the share price has decreased significantly in the past 4 trading days from about $2.05 to a current share price of $1.76. I believe the company did release some negative news which forced the share price down. And there is a possibility that this negative sentiment could drive the share price below that support level. And if it does drive it below that support level and remain below that support level for a period of time, that will be a negative or a bearish signal for Austal. So you could trade this just based off the share price being just above that support level. But I'm going to remain clear of trading Austal right now, just because I think that negative sentiment could drive the share price further down from $1.76. That's all I have for this technical update, 22nd of January 2023 edition. We're almost at the end of January, the first month of 2023. And if you have any questions about any company I've featured in today's video, including Clinuvel, including Austal, including the other 7 I have talked about in this video, just leave your questions, your thoughts in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.